Okay, I'm going to show you very quickly how I set up single sign-on between my Google Suite application and Salesforce. And you can set up single sign-on to be used among a bunch of different applications, but in this instance, I'm just going to use it between Salesforce and Google. I'll probably add an interface like Okta or something so that I can access a lot more applications. But for now, this works, and using a password manager, it's usually pretty easy to get into other systems. But other users, it's not that easy. But basically, right now I'm in my G Suite in the email, basically, but I'm in the chat portion, so that I'm not showing everyone my personal emails. And I'll show you how I can go into the apps, and then just click on Salesforce, and then choose the correct Salesforce user, and then I can log right in. So on the back end, let's go ahead back and take a look at single sign-on, and we'll go ahead and pretend like we're going to make a new one. So basically, I set up this on the Salesforce. Well, you have to go into the Google side first, so let's go ahead and do that. On the Google side, you have to create the app because you're going to use those credentials on Salesforce. So just go ahead back into the G Suite, choose apps, and then web and mobile apps, and then you can configure this based on the Salesforce. Oh, the Google Docs have it as well. So you just take and configure a SAML protocol, and it's fairly simple. You'll get a certificate. You'll also get a couple of URLs to use, where I will show you that on Salesforce. So let's go ahead over here. All right, so you do get that certificate that you're going to upload here. This is the method that it's going to use. It's going to use SHA-256 encryption. You're going to name it, most likely you're going to name it whatever service, whatever IDP or identity provider you're going to use. So you'll name it as that. And then you'll add in your issuer, where you'll get that from Google, which will be a hyperlink. And then your entity ID will be your Salesforce domain in this instance. And we also set it up to use the Federation ID on the user object, which is what it matches against the, which most likely will be an email in Google in your IDP. And so you'll have to add the Federation ID on the, and there's a field for that on the user object in Salesforce. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you saw how basically you just set up a connected app in Google. Just follow directions. There's a few instructions to do. Get that certificate, upload it here on the Salesforce side, configure a couple of URLs, upload the certificate, change this to Federation ID, add the Federation ID to each user's Federation ID field, and that's it. And the benefit of this is having consistency, among your orgs. You don't have that shadow IT going on where people are using, other services that you don't know about. Basically, you can pretty much control what users are able to log into and how they're able to log in, and using one interface. Now, the flip side of that is what happened at MGM, and I think at Caesars as well, in Vegas last year, where the hackers were able to call into an IT desk and get access to a pretty high level employee's Okta account. And so once they got into Okta, which is basically an identity provider for a bunch of services, then they were able to access everything. And the AWS instance, and they were able to make their systems obsolete for a while until they got paid off. So there's some downside to that. I mean, you want to make sure that you're not falling victim to any social engineering, but for the most part, if you have the right controls in place and you have the correct level of permissions given out, you don't give everybody high administrative permissions, and they don't have access to every app on the back end, then single sign-on is actually a better way to handle, to keep consistency and to handle be more efficient and handle security. So that's it. Just wanted to walk through single sign-on with Google, G Suite applications, and Salesforce. That's it. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye.